Hey guys, Comic Book Steve here again with another haul. This one's going to be a quick one. I just got a book that I've been waiting for about 2 weeks in the mail. This is from an eBay purchase. So, as I've mentioned, I sold a bunch of my Marvel Legends that I had collected, and some old vinyl records from the 90s, which, you know, is a very healthy market for that right now, with vinyl coming back. So I got a good amount of money in PayPal, enough to do some like heavy Silver Age digging. And as you know, I've been focused on Spider-Man books, so I got a awesome Silver Age Spidey book. I won't spoil it for you now. I'll show it at the end. But I don't have a ton of other stuff to show, so it'll go quick. I'm actually gonna show off the new books I got from Newberry today, new release day, and then we'll go into that Spidey book. So first one is the Avengers Standoff. Curious about this book. I wasn't totally on board with it when it first got announced. It felt like kind of a placeholder event. I don't know, it just didn't strike me as like an exciting event for some reason. I usually don't read into the lead up to events. So my intention was to skip this and just jump into Civil War II when it came out. But I have been hearing some good things, so I picked it up. I spoiled myself on what happens in it, and I'm excited. I think it sounds fun. So, you know, bring it on. Then we got Mighty Thor #4. Love this series. Haven't read this book yet. But yeah, I'm really excited to. Dowerman, again, it's a modern legend in my eyes, and I hope he sticks with Marvel. And then we got Amazing 8. Of course, had to get that one. Again, not feeling the Alex Ross covers. I feel like he doesn't bring his A game when he's doing Marvel work. I feel like he's definitely more invested in DC stuff, but you know, it could be wrong. But for some reason, his cover work for all new Marvel just doesn't feel like really special to me. It just doesn't seem like his strongest work. So that's those. I don't usually show off toys, but I picked up a couple on Newberry today. Since I don't have a ton to show off right now, I'll just show these off. I know I've been saying I've been selling a lot of my toys, but I am trying to keep a lot of the Spider-Man costumes. So my idea is to have a Spider-Man like Spider-Verse kind of display whenever I get like a display case. So I'm keeping one of each costume toy, like a 6-inch toy mostly. So there's a few from the New Legends series. One is Spider-Gwen, which Newberry charges $10 more than retail. So this was actually $15 more than retail. So normally it'd be $20. This was $35. I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to find this once they finally start coming into Walmarts and Targets and all that. So I jumped on it. I got too excited and I saw it and I jumped on it. Again, if I see it in a few months in Walmart, I'll be kicking myself. But yeah, I did pick it up and I was excited to find it. So it looks cool. Not a huge fan of the Hasbro Legends line, but some of the Spider-Man ones look pretty good in that one. I think it's one of the better ones. And then I also got not a Spider-Man one, but a Spider-Man villain. And I love pumpkins, so especially flaming pumpkins. I think it's an awesome visual. And I really like Jack-o'-lantern, so I thought I'd pick that one up. Again, it was $30, not 35. This one was 30. $10 over what it would be in the store. But and this one I definitely probably could have waited on. I don't think there'd be a hard time finding this guy once they start, you know, coming to Walmarts a little more. But I like I said, I got excited, so I jumped on it. But it is a cool looking toy, so there's that. Yeah, so that's fun. I'll probably sell the Absorbing Man pieces. So alright, so now we got the creme de la creme of the show, the book that I didn't have on my list at all, but I am very excited to have. this guy is the Amazing Spider-Man 12. And it is a pretty awesome looking copy. Probably mid-grade. Pages are brown on the edges. They don't look too bad when you open up the book, but if you look at it from the top and the bottom, it definitely looks fairly brown. The major problems with it, I would say, are these little chips. There's like 1 chip, 2 chip, three sizable chips on the right edge of the cover, which sucks. But I think this is extraordinarily presentable. Doesn't have creases really on the cover. Spine is like super intact. Staples are in there good. It does have a bend over on the right corner over here, which is unfortunate, but my goal with collecting books is I'm really picky. I really want that cover to be, God, I really want it to not have any creases or bends or stuff, like really obvious ones, and especially the spine. Those spines are really hard to get in like a solid shape, and this is not a perfect spine. You can definitely see some wear on the edge over there, but it's not like super noticeable. It's not a lot of color breaks. In fact, I don't see really many color breaks on the spine over there. Some light creasing, but overall, I think it looks fucking awesome. And yeah, it's good stuff. The back is intact as well. I'm not going to take it out. All the pages have all their parts, bits and pieces in there, so nothing's cut out, which is awesome. I'm always worried about those surprises. Yeah, like I said, the major problem is those chips on the corners, on the edges, which sucks, but the rest of it is extraordinarily presentable and looks fucking fantastic. So why did I get this? Other than being a huge Spider-Man fan, I wanted something in the first year. The earliest book I had, other than this, was Amazing 21, I think, which is fine. You know, it's a good issue. Nothing spectacularly key about it. So I wanted something in the first year. I was aiming for either Spider-Man 8, 7, or I was even trying to get 10, even though I don't really like the cover of the 10. But those were the ones I felt that were the most reasonable of the early issues, since they're not, 7 is the second Vulture, so it's not his first appearance, so a lot of people aren't looking for that one or as much. And then 8 is the Living Brain, which is not like a super sought after book, but of course it's still Silver Age Spider-Man in the first year, so it's still sought after, but in relation to the books that are around it, with like the first appearance of Goblin, the first appearance of Mysterio, the first appearance of Electro, Living Brain is low on the list of that, even though it's still like, not an easy one to get. So I kept missing out on auctions for 7 and 8 and 10. I was even trying to get 20 for a little while. And Craven's first appearance I was trying to get. But I think the one I wanted the most was 11. Yeah, so I was looking for 11 too. I like that cover better. I missed out on an auction the day before this one ended for 11, and or I got outbid. I tried to bid on it. So number 12 came up, and I stuck with it. It was on a good day. Didn't end on a Sunday, so I was able to get in my bid the last few seconds and win this guy. It cost me $150, which is the most I've ever spent on a comic book, at least one comic book. But I thought that was a good price. Yeah, I don't know what these go for in like certain grades, but I felt like that was a good price. I was super happy for finding it under 200. There was one that sold a day later for what looked like a comparable condition for about 120, so that was unfortunate. I would have liked to have gotten that copy, but you can never tell when that's going to happen. It depends on the day that you're buying. sometimes, you know, there's less people looking at it. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. Really glad to have a book in the first year, just on the cusp of that first year. I would like to get one in the first 10, but we'll see. Now that I've kind of gone through a lot of my PayPal money. I got a few other books coming, Silver Age books that I'm pretty excited about. 2 more. Yeah, I think it's only 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. So those should be here within the week. So I'll be doing a video on those as well. They're not as old as this, and they're not any Ditko ever books, so don't worry. But they are. One of them is off my top 10 list, thankfully. The other one is not. But so I'll have to try to, you know, sell some more stuff on eBay so I can get those books off my top 10 list. That Amazing 31 has been a pain in the ass to try to get a good copy of for a decent price, and a lot of those variants that I had on my list are a pain in the ass because they don't come up very often, and then people try to charge you know, like $100 for that Spider-Man, Sensational Spider-Man Zero Red Webbing Edition. But you know, that's another story. Another thing I wanted to mention was this came packed pretty well. It was packed with like, you know how they'll get 2 pieces of cardboard and put the book in between cardboard. The box was pretty big and nice, so it had a lot of room to not get squished. The one thing that kind of sucked and almost damaged the book severely was that he taped down the book on the cardboard with packing tape. So pulling the packing tape off tore the bag that it was in, the original bag that it was in. So if you could see this here, the bag got torn open. I don't know how well you can tell. Luckily, with all that tape flopping around, after that got torn open, it didn't stick to the cover, and there wasn't any damage or anything. So I think that was, you know, I had a spider totem watching over me, I guess, or something. So it's a close call. Very happy with this. Looking forward to get more Silver Age books. Probably going to whittle down my new releases even more so that I can do a slower paced Silver Age collection. We'll see. A lot of things to do this year. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and keep on trucking.